Hey, my name is Angelica. Here I am, solo, flying solo here. What I've been doing, I've been reading some of Juan's entries. If for those who don't know, Juan has been a blogger for the last 10 years. I met him when he was a journalist. So I read his stuff before, but I didn't get to know the depths of his creativity with words until he started writing the blog. And then I fell in love all over again. But I wanted to read them out loud because I feel like they have these words, they're deserving of being heard. So if you don't want to go read them, please allow me to read them for you so you can hear his amazing entries. And so, yeah, I hope you like this one. Here we go. Growing Up, Growing Old, and Holding On to the Niño Terco by Juan Alanis. Get up, get ready, and go. That's the way we always lived our life. Never having any time to really stand still at attention. Free just to enjoy the moment. Other than we lived in the Rio Grande Valley, and that was just for a couple of years in between getting deported and always hiding from La Migra. Once we were in the city, it was always working for the next paycheck. Without the jobs, we couldn't get the money. Without the money, we couldn't pay the rent or do anything else. Without the rent, they were going to put us de patitas a la calle, at the mercy of whatever relative would be willing to take in a complete family of 9. Luckily, it never came to that. Who knows how long such a temporary living arrangement could have really lasted. Instead, the sunlight hit y órale, cada quien a lo suyo. My dad running out the door when his ride showed up. My mom finishing up in the kitchen, rushing us all to hurry up and get ready to go to school. My sisters heading out before us. They were in high school, and they were into fashion boys by then. Then my brothers and I doing the same. Well, not into the boys in fashion, but leaving the Balija apartments by foot también on our way to our elementary school. The only ones who got to stay home were my 2 younger sisters who weren't old enough to go to school. But that was when they were lucky. When Mama had to go to work, it was over to Doña Pilar or whatever the other trustworthy neighbor was around. My sister Linda especially hated this part of growing up. She'd sit there quietly all day, wherever she stayed, not talking as much at all, and almost always refusing to eat anything until my mother would come home. Still, even when she wasn't as resistant as the baby in the household, Blanca, who rarely ever spent the day anywhere without crying the entire time, from the moment my mom walked out the door until she came back. Even with my older sisters, she would throw a fit if Mama wasn't around. Fuera lo que fuera, we still needed the extra income, and Mom had to go to work. Those times are really quite a blur. Not sure whether that's because I've chosen to block them from my memory or because things were really moving at such a fast pace and that my mind couldn't entirely grasp and record all of them all at once. I know we never had the chance to play like we did in the valley. We didn't have any sand to kick around. There wasn't an acre of land at our disposal to discover, to explore, or to grow into. We were confined to the walls of the brick and the cement around us. Our playground was our apartment, the property around it, especially in the back of the parking lot next to the garbage where we all dumped our trash, and the little tree house in between the bushes that the fence we managed to claim as our own. In truth, it wasn't really a tree house at all. It was a small open space underneath all the overgrown tree branches that were falling over the gate on the other side of the parking lot. We weren't allowed over there, but we were always managed to climb over anyway. That was the only place we had any true sense of privacy. And even then, once word got out about our tree house, it wasn't very private anymore. Other kids started showing up, and they needed the time alone, away from everything, away from them, just as much as we did. It wasn't the same, and I stopped going altogether. In those days, it didn't seem like so little. We were kids and everything was a new experience to us. A new opportunity to discover something brand new, to make it our own, or somewhere along the way. Without our even knowing it, to discover something brand new about ourselves también. We were fearless, unafraid to fall flat on our faces and get back up. Unafraid to be ourselves regardless of what others might think. Unafraid to just be a bunch of mocosos, finding our own individual places in this life. Try as I have in the years since, I've never truly managed to be as brave as I was back then. Maybe that's just what happens when the years start to pass by. No sé. The one thing I haven't lost is the capacity to be the same terco over and over again. I'm determined to keep trying. Hope you're willing to do the same. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that.